channel. My name is Janel, and today we are going to talk about events. Dun dun dun. So, that time of year is quickly approaching. It's wedding season, it's prom, it's graduation, and so on and so forth, right? So, has anyone, family member, friend, whoever, ever put you in charge of the family reunion, the baby shower, anything, and you have no idea where to start, what to do? Well, luckily, I have a niche, whatever it's called. I love planning. I have plans with past jobs. I plan on my own personal free time. I've done company socials. I've done a wedding, holiday parties, birthday parties, happy hours. The list goes on. So, if you would like to see my foundation of how I get started planning an event, then please keep watching. So, a lot of people don't like planning. Which I can understand. It's a lot of work. Some people are like, you know what? No, I'm paying someone else to do it. Um, they just don't want to get involved. It's very time consuming, which it is. Um, I love planning. It allows me to be creative. I just really enjoy it. I like how after the event, everyone is just like, man, you did this? Man, this is really fun. I had a great time. I just love how people feel, once the event is over and knowing that either I contributed or that I coordinated it. One of the things that I feel is very important, and the list that I'm about to go through is not in any particular order. The first thing that I feel is very important when you are going to plan an event, any event, it could be something that has 5 people versus something that has 50 or 100. Budgeting is very important. You want to have a budget. You don't want to, have an event and you don't know how much you want to spend. I mean, unless you're a baller like that. If I know if I'm planning an event, this is what I can afford and everything has to be within this. If not, then we can't have certain things. You know what I'm saying? So you want to know what you can afford, you want to negotiate prices, and you want to shop around. Whether you're paying for it out of pocket, whether someone else is paying for it, or, unless money is not an option, budget. All right, so the next tip is date or date range. For me, this is very important because you don't want to just say, I'm having my event on May 12th, 2018, and that is it. That is done. Bam. Okay? I mean, you can do that, no shade, but for me, it is very helpful to have a few dates in mind. When are you planning to have this event? First of all, are you going to have, I remember I planned something in January. Now, it was in Chicago. It was a family function. Now, you know how weather can be in Chicago in January. It could be a blizzard for all we know. So I had to really keep that in mind. Like, okay, if I'm going to plan this event in January, there's a possibility that no one's going to come because people might not be able to fly in. But that was the time, it was that person's birthday. So, you know what I'm saying? So I feel, for me at least, in the situations that I've had, to have a few different dates in mind. If you're having a wedding and you're wanting to, do a venue, there may be, the venue may be booked on certain days. So it's just good to have a few dates in mind just to be on the safe side. The next tip of mine that is very important when you are laying out the foundation of your event is the estimated amount of people. You don't have to know the exact amount, but it's good to have a feeling of how many people you are going to have. This can help for a lot of things. This can tie into the budget. Well, if I'm only having 20 people versus if I'm going to have 30 or 40 people, that is a difference in pricing for the event. If you're going to have food, it, comes in between that. It could also play a part with where you're having it. Are you renting a place out? Are you having it in the backyard or in the basement or in the house? Having an idea of how many people you are going to have at the event could really help with the rest of your event. How much money you're going to spend, how much food you want to have, where you want to have it. So definitely having an idea of how many people you want to have is definitely important. Tip number 4 is your audience. This is very important because who is your target audience? Is it toddlers? Is it for a sweet 16? Is it for, elderly people? Is it for a different group of people? Is it a bar mitzvah? Is it an Indian wedding? Who is your audience? This is very important because let's say, for example, you're having a wedding. Wedding is my favorite example. If you are having a wedding versus, a party for toddlers, okay, maybe I want to have something a little more upscale, right? I want maybe plated dinners. I want buffet style versus having hot dogs or something. I mean, you know what? I'm not even going to say that. I've been to a wedding that brought late snacks out of hot dogs, and that wedding, the food was bomb and the music and everything was good and I had a blast. So I'm not even going to say that, but I'm just saying it depends on the type of event, the age group of people, the ethnicity, all that, ties in. Let's say that you are planning something at an elderly home, okay? You want to make sure that, well, you're not having it at the elderly home, but you're planning something for elderly people. You want to make sure where you have it is accessible for wheelchairs, maybe. You want to make sure that the venue either has an elevator or doesn't have many stairs. Something else. I mean, if you're going to have something for elderly people, you might want to have certain kind of music. You don't want to have MF this and back that thing up. I mean, you know what? 80 and 90-year-olds like to back that thing up too. So I'm not going to say nothing, but you get what I'm saying. You have to know your audience and plan your event based off of those things. The age group, the race, the type of event, all that plays a factor. All right, we are at our final tip of this video, and it is booking the venue. This is so important, and once you book your venue, you will be less stressed out. I mean, this is where you're going to have it, right? So it's really important whether you are booking it someplace like at a hotel or a banquet hall, or, even if you're having it, at home or at someone's house. Once you know where you're going to have it and you finalize that, you are well on your way and everything else will fall into place. You know the date. You know the exact date, so you can send out your save the dates. You can begin sending out your invitations. You can get a feel for the place, so you can know, this is how I want to decorate based, on where you're having it. So once you get that venue, and you are well on your way to planning a really good event. So guys, if you liked this video, if you would like to see more about events, please like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time.